So when you build application on the AWS or Google Cloud, maybe after you complete the coding and implement the system as well, you start thinking about building the distributed load testing. And I think maybe everyone here know about, for example, we can be using the distributed load testing on the AWS. It is kind of very convenient and useful for you. For example, this will provide for you kind of everything to test your system. For example, workload, latency, throughput, and also for the pass rate as well and high availability. But I think this is kind of convenient, and maybe everyone can join this URL. And if you already have the system on AWS, you can implement it on this one using the distributed load testing. Actually, the core component of the distributed load testing is kind of the Apache Jmeter. And if you don't want to use a kind of the free, you have to the paid solution using the distributed load testing. Maybe you can download the Apache Jmeter to the computer and install it, and you can set up. For example, the Jmeter, they will provide for you a very nice GUI when you can testing your API gateway or maybe test your server as well. That's a very simple way. You put the server name or IP and the path of the client, and you can do everything. For example, maybe someone they can use a Postman for that. It's kind of the program for testing the API, and this is very convenient. For example, when you build the API, you want to test the API endpoint, and you can download it and install it using. It is free on the website here, so you download the Postman and you can test the API. So with the Jmeter, you can test everything. For example, you can test with latency and everything, the parameter I have mentioned before. One, maybe you can find many guidelines for the Jmeter on the internet. For example, how to install it and how you can view the result. For example, view result in table or graph in the graphic or in the table as well. For example, the starting time or end time or latency, throughput. And just remember that if you want to test the system on the AWS, you need to put the, for example, the asset key and secret key to communicate with the API endpoint, right? So you need to config the asset key and secret key for the AWS signature version 4 in Jmeter as well. So maybe you can follow this URL for AWS version 4. So maybe and then you can communicate with the system. For example, here the author they set up AWS signature version 4 in Jmeter by install. The first one is Groovy, JSON, and JavaScript, and set up the asset key and secret key in user-defined variable. And then and then you can follow the guideline in the Apache Jmeter and set up, for example, the get, post, or put using the HTTP request. It is very convenient for testing, and you can show the performance, and you want to show to the customer about the performance of the system regarding latency and the throughput and security that as well. It is very convenient, and I would suggest you can use this one, the Jmeter, for that. This is kind of the individual version. For the enterprise version, it may be much more convenient, and you can go to that website. And for the AWS, don't forget that we already have the packaging everything in AWS distributed load testing. Okay, that's it for today, and thank you.